good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to another amazing episode, Dreams Podcast, Locker Room to Reality. That's discipline, respect, education, accountability, maturation, success. Making that transition from the locker room to reality is not an easy feat. Something we talk about all the time. And we just want to continue to elaborate that and just express our gratitude for our guests we got coming on today. And then give gratitude of my lovely co-host, Mr. Jackie Mitchell. How you doing?
Doing great, my man. Appreciate it, Scott.
Good,
Good,
man.
good, good to
Good.
see you.
Appreciate good to see you. Good to see you. And the guy we have coming on today is just a special individual. Um and I mean I remember seeing this guy when I was shoots. I think probably the first time I seen him play, I think I was a freshman in high school. And I just remember they were Sarah High School was playing Bourbon Day at Compton College. I'll never forget that. And you know what? It just popped in my head. He had black spat on too. Hey, I just remember him. I mean, because he played with my best friend growing up, RB Bonner.
Yeah.
And he was telling me about him. And man, I was like, whoa, like this cat is for real. Like, and yeah, I just remember he had them big cannons. He had them guns. Hey, he was like a grown man out there. But man, but no, man, all Pac-10, um, two times, which is anytime you can get all conference, man, at a Power Five university. One of the best running backs to ever come out of the state of California. Hall of Fame in at Foothill High School as well in Bakersfield, California. And when you can get inducted to Hall of Fame in any facet, man, it's an amazing feat, man. So, I just like to introduce you guys to Rashaan, the truth, Sheehee.
Man, thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. You thought I forgot about that truth, huh?
And, sometimes I wish people will forget it, but it's all good.
Hey, you deserved it,
Uh,
man. You earned it. You earned it.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. No, for
Absolutely,
sure,
man.
man.
So yeah,
Well, I'll
man.
turn.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Scott.
Oh no, I said I was gonna let you go ahead.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
turn
Well,
it over
no,
to you.
man.
Yeah.
As we were speaking off camera, Rashaan, man, absolutely pleasure to meet you, man. Thank you for gracing us with your presence. As Scott said, we know you're in the coaching ranks right now, but man, like you said, the truth, and you right, Scott. I remember this was crazy when you said that. I remember guns and calves. That's what I
Mm,
remember. That's what I
yeah.
remember.
Yep.
I do remember that, man. So it's just like when you say things, you were like, man, because we were all in college around the same time. We just watching him. I was
Mm,
like, man, this dude is for real.
yeah.
I was like, so man, yeah, just thank you for that, man. So we'll just jump right into it, man. And Scott kind of gave a great segue. But you started your high school football off at Sarah High School in Los Angeles.
hmm
But then you and your family moved to Bakersfield, you know, where you played, your junior and senior years. Um, Talk to us about the adjustment and about the situation. Did it have any type of effect on you
The transition from going from
from Los
LA
Angeles,
to
yes, to
yeah.
Bakersfield? Yes, sir.
What most people don't know is that my whole family didn't move. It was just myself coming out here to live with my cousin.
Gotcha.
So what happened was, I was being recruited my junior year out of Sarah. I had a good year, and then but Sarah was such a low division. It was extremely talented. They're just looking at the numbers. The attendance at a school. I think we had like 450, 500 students in there. So
Mhm.
I believe they had us at like Division 8 or something. But I'm a highly talented, a bunch of talent in Sarah. But the division was the division. So I was being knocked because of a low division, is what the scouts were saying at the time. So they told my dad that, and my dad, being from Bakersfield, Bakersfield, if you know anything about Bakersfield at that time, serious sports town. Football it was like Texas football at the time.
Mhm.
So I came out here and lived with my cousin, and it was kind of like it was a huge deal. I'm talking, the news was talking about me coming out here 2 weeks before I came. It was like a
Mhm.
big deal for me coming. I'm thinking of, man, I'm just a regular guy coming on out here just to play some football and continue on with my education. And I came out halfway into my junior year, uh, into halfway into the basketball season, and just continued to do well. And and took my talents on to Bakersfield and tried to put it up here in the Division I level.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you have to earn the starting running back spot, or did you have to battle for it?
No, at the time they had a position open, and Foothill was coming off of a pretty good year as well. They had some talent. The starting tailback left, and when I came in, there were some guys there coming up from the JV level.
Hmm.
But once I came with so much, I guess, hoopla and talk and buzz that it
Hmm.
was pretty much my spot.
Yeah.
Um, and so, I came in with a pretty serious work ethic too, though, that a lot of the
Yeah.
kids
Yeah.
didn't. They were working hard. I'm not gonna say they weren't working hard, but my work ethic at the time was just at a different level.
Yeah.
Just because I've been pushed by coaches and my parents pushed me very hard, and I was one that I accepted the work.
Hmm.
I didn't rebel against the work, which a lot of
Hmm.
kids
Yeah.
you find do that, they rebel against the work.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of the that's why I was able to have the success that I had.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure, man. I think that's yeah, and it's funny. I've never heard that statement before. Rebel against the work, and it's so true. And for all you know, young kids out there, man, accept the work, because that's what's going to get you there. Like they say, hard work works. Talents only get you so far. And each level you go, kids are going to get better and better, and that's
Mm-hmm.
where that makes the difference, man. So,
Mm-hmm.
but after your, here again, having a great high school career, obviously you went to, University of Washington, which is I think, especially back in that day, man, that was like probably like going to Alabama,
Right.
well, yeah, right, I would say. And, what led you to that decision, and talk about, that, your college experience.
Well, finishing off high school, having finishing off successful on the high school level, and then having different teams, being going through the recruiting process.
Mhm.
All Pac-10 schools, Michigan. I had several schools that wanted me to come play there, and um, I initially wanted Michigan for no
Mm,
reason. I had no real reason, just because I liked the uniforms. I didn't know much about them. I didn't, wasn't somebody who really watched a lot of
mhm.
college football. But they had just came off the national championship, or came off of playing the Rose Bowl. Um, and so I didn't know a whole lot about them. But I ended up taking a recruiting trip out there, took a recruiting trip there, and I got off the plane, man, put my foot into about my foot sunk into about a foot of snow.
Mhm.
I said,
Yeah.
man,
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No.
this ain't gonna work.
No, not come from Cali.
Yeah.
So I ended up taking my trip to Oregon as well, and I actually gave Oregon a verbal commitment. I really
Mhm.
liked Coach Bellotti at the time. Uh,
Mhm.
Everything they wanted me to come in and play. And at least this is what they were saying. They wanted me to come in and play right away, have an opportunity to play right away.
Mhm.
But then come to find out, just like anywhere else, they got dudes there too. You
Mhm.
know, and then I went to took my trip to Washington the following week after Oregon, and then I just felt at home there, man.
Yeah.
I knew a lot of the same guys that I grew up playing with, uh, you know, and a bunch of LA guys. And I
Yeah.
just this is where I'm going. I'm coming here.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
went.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, that's what Napoleon Kaufman was should have been leaving. Yeah. I remember I remember him going to a playoff game where Sarah played
Mm-hmm.
Lompoc, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, who is this? Like, those are the guys we grew up, watching, and you were like, dang, I want to be like that. Like,
Right. I
you
was
know.
always, man. I was always from day one, and still in
Mhm.
awe every time I saw Napoleon play. I was like, man, I can't do that. I can't do what he does. Always in
Yeah.
awe of what he did.
Yeah. No, great, great player, man. I guess it like this is not actually not on the list. Just really, if you had to, um, go back to Bakersfield, and knowing what you know now, and you had somebody say, "Hey, give me your top five players football players to come out of Bakersfield."
To come out of Bakersfield.
To come out of Bakersfield. If you had five to name, what would you
Woo!
say?
This guy getting me in trouble with these top five. These always cause problems.
You only get only
Mhm.
5. I know somebody gonna get left off, but only
Yeah.
5.
Uh,
Not excluding you. Excluding you.
I'm not in the top five.
Okay. Excluding.
uh, for me, I'm always gonna go Steve as number one because you got to look at the accolades and the numbers. You can't deny numbers,
Hmm.
and so Steve Walford is always going to be a number one guy for me.
Hmm.
Um, if you look at like full career of what they did, you can't leave a guy like Joey Porter off the list.
Hmm.
Joey had a great high school career, went on and
Hmm.
did the same thing in college, and obviously we know what he did in the NFL.
Yep.
So I mean, you can't leave a guy off the list like that. Some are going to continue to go way further back, but I can't go any further than what I
Yeah.
saw. You know,
100%.
it's a bunch of names that are out there that I just didn't get a chance to see play.
Hmm.
Uh, one of the guys that I'm with right now ended up playing at SC, Jason Oliver. Jason Oliver is a hell of a player as well, highly competitive, and went on to play at USC.
Hmm.
Did phenomenal there. Who else? Man, it's a bunch of names, man. It's
Two.
hard to
Two
name.
more. Two more.
One of my guys, Larry Parker.
Yeah.
LP, one of my guys to this day. We had a chance to play at KC together.
Hmm.
LP was a phenomenal athlete. You start talking about multi-sport,
Yeah.
because LP did it extremely. He was on a high level with the hurdling.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
LP would be another guy that I would look at. And then then you have you got Bucky, Big Bucky, offensive lineman, who was just a force. Out of Bakersfield as well. Went from Bakersfield to Stanford, from Stanford
Hmm.
to Dolphins. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of, man. It can go on and on. The amount of talent that's come through Bakersfield.
Yeah. Yeah. No, and it's truly, yeah, it is truly like a totally different town from like city from a lot of cities in California. It's like Texas, man. I mean, it's like a Texas town. It really is. Oil and things of that nature, right? And
Here's what I try to tell. I'm sorry to cut you off, Scott. Here's
no,
what
you
I
good.
try. Here's what I try to tell people, because people ask me, since I played in both. I played in the LA area, grew up there, and then played in the Central Valley as well. If you're looking for, you will find better athletes. To me, you'll find more athletes in the LA area. It's just a bunch of them. You jump high, run fast. But the physicality of the
Mhm.
game here, man, it's some of them dudes that just run straight into this brick wall over and over and over again. It don't make
Yeah,
sense, but they do it over and over and over again.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Not to say it's not physical in LA, but I feel that it's more
Hmm.
here, man. It's on another level.
For sure, definitely. Yeah. Before I turn it back over to Jackie, you mentioned earlier about your parents pushing you. Um, Kind of talk about how they pushed you and kind of what role do they play in your development as an athlete and as an individual growing up.
Well, having that support system, man, is crucial. You got to have somebody that's going to push you further than further than what you're going to do on your own. So
Hmm.
you don't have a lot of kids just going to wake up and just go take themselves through the type of workouts that they need to go through. So you have to have somebody that's going to say, hey, no, this is what we're going to do today. Here's the game plan, and wake up, let's get going. And
Hmm.
so my dad was the one that was pushing me,
Hmm.
and pretty much had the blueprint of the success, and saying, continue to talk to people, gathering all the research that he needed to gather that he could, from credible sources, saying this is what he needs to be doing in order to be successful. So it was a lot of getting up, going on. You guys know about that hill out there, that sand hill.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's in
Yeah,
Cali. Oof.
yeah, man. So I was on that hill quite a bit. Didn't want to do it, wearing those strength shoes, and going through all those torture type workouts.
Yeah.
It helped lead to the success,
Yeah.
which a lot of kids don't want to do, but these are the things that you need to do if you're trying to get that leg up. And so
Yeah.
my mom would be the one that's at the house. My mom was the rock of the household, which a lot of mothers are. They're the ones that's behind the scenes, really making it happen. Uh, Mom would be there, a group of my friends, and my dad would come pick up everybody, take us out to go work out. Mom be back at the house, cooking breakfast for us, making sure we got back all the pancakes and bacon
Yeah,
and everything was
yeah,
there for us. So,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, just having that support system there that I know that I could count on. I had people in my corner that I knew had my back.
yeah, yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, yeah, man. That's beautiful to hear, man. It's just, and like you said, to have someone who has the blueprint, he's getting the information. Uh, it's just that's priceless, and showing you the way because we don't know what we don't know, and
Right.
someone showing you, man. That's yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, I'm sure I can. I'm just giving me flashbacks of
Yeah.
me growing up as well, and yeah, man, and just having that support system is amazing. So
Yeah, because in
yeah.
our era, we didn't have, you can just go click on YouTube and
Mm-mm.
start look up all these
No,
workouts. And,
no.
I tell you, these kids nowadays, you have it I'm not saying it's easy, but to get the information is easy because it's at your
Yep.
fingertips.
Hmm.
Get off of social media for a second and then just go utilize social media for your own purpose.
Yep.
And there's so many workouts on there, so much knowledge, information that's on there for you. Just get it and go
Hmm.
work. Mm.
Yep. Yep. No, for sure.
Yeah, man, that's Scott, I get excited. We start talking about. I get my palms and stuff start sweating on me over here,
Yeah.
Rashaan. I get because, like you said, man, the greatest thing about it is what you just shared is like you got to do the work.
Yep.
Hmm.
You got to do the work,
Yep.
and like you said, these kids nowadays, some get it, some don't, and that's perfect because speaking of how we were growing up at that time and era, how we had to train and do stuff like that. So while you were playing football, Rashaan, did you ever see yourself becoming a leader of men?
You know what? I did it. It was weird because Scott, Jimmy Ray. Jimmy's the first. He's the first one. Jay Ray's the
uh,
first one to bring that to my attention. So
yeah.
I had a situation my second year, and me and him had a conversation, and he said, "Man," and he was in our conversation. He was feeling that the love of football was leaving me. He
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
he was he was seeing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like I said, he pulled me to the side. Like I said, we had about a 20, 30 minute conversation. He said, "Man, you're gonna be a great coach one day." And I'm
Hmm.
like, "Coach? Now
Yeah.
you telling somebody who's a player
Yeah.
that they're gonna be a coach one day? It's like, nah,
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
even, for one, I don't even want to talk about this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two, I didn't see it, and he clearly saw something in me because it was my approach, my mental approach to the game.
Mhm.
I was one that always had to play. I stayed in my playbook.
Yeah.
For one, I didn't want to mess up. I wanted to be accountable.
Hmm.
But two, I took a liking to it, to the strategy. The
Hmm.
strategic part to learning the offense, and you know I always like to learn the why.
Yeah.
Why are we
Hmm.
doing this? Why are we doing that? What's the answer if they do this? What are we going to do to that? And
Hmm.
so that's the coaching part of it.
Hmm.
And so I can see now, looking back on it, why he said that.
Yeah.
But at the time, yeah, I didn't want to hear it at the time.
Yeah. 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 But hey, Jackie, before you go, I'm telling you, man, Jimmy Ray was one of not only a great coach, but he was one of those guys that's funny without trying to be without
Yes.
Right.
dude. You would be in a meeting trying to like hold because you're look, hey, quick story. So quick story. So I was in the off season in training camp with Rashaan in Kansas City in 2000. And they drafted a running back in the fourth round from Louisville, Frank Monroe. I'll never forget this. Say so we scrimmage. Look, so we're in what was it, Wichita Falls, where the training camp
Which
was?
falls. Hmm.
Jackie, man, when I say that was the hardest training camp I ever been through in my life, oh my bro, that made a man out of me. I'm telling you. Hey, so uh we're scrimmaging the Minnesota Vikings come in. So Randy Moss, Chris Carter, all those, so we all pumped up, we do one-on-ones and everything. So then we go on a team period. So I don't see Actually, yeah, I did see this, but we can't. When you're on the field, you don't really, you
Yeah,
can't see
you
everything.
paying attention to
Man,
what
we
you need to
get,
pay attention to.
man, we get in the film, we get in the go back and man, we watch film that night. And so this dude was like 6'2", about 230. And he was like, he's running hard. Of course, we got the shorts on.
Right.
And he's a fourth round pick. You run. I think he ran like 4.4. So, man, you got that. That's when they had what's his name? Randall. Remember Randall,
Uh-huh.
all them boys? You remember that
Yeah.
crazy the D lineman
John
from the
Randall.
Vikings,
John
John
Randall.
Randall.
Mm-hmm.
Man, he out there with that paint scream, scream, get this dude the ball. Man, Frank, literally, you watching film, man, this dude ducking and diving. Man, man, Jimmy Ray, and Jimmy Ray just rewinding it. You know how he just rewinded it, but then
You guys don't say nothing, just watching it. Oh, that's the worst.
hey, he said Frank. He said Frank. He said Frank. We play with the big boys now, Frank. We playing in the
Mhm.
NFL. We can't put Marshall on the schedule. I would like to
Come
put
on,
Marshall on
man.
the, I would like to put Marshall on the schedule for you, but we just can't. Hey, so then we wide going, and then here come another play. His next carry, did the same thing, man. He really was. He said this, and I'm gonna end it with this. He said Frank, the Pillow Man coming tonight. He said, would you want? Would you like? He said, would you like feather or foam? So we
Oh
can,
man,
so you can
so
go
you can
down
lay
and lay down.
down.
You can lay down.
Hey
I will
man, it
remember
be
that,
like
Rashaan.
that,
I
man.
will never forget that, man. We were dying in there, man. The meeting room, dying. I
Jimmy
was on
Ray
the
was tough,
floor.
man. He just one of them person. He was tough. He was fair, but he was a personality, man. He was a
Right.
Yeah.
personality.
Oh man, and it was so. I saw him. I read when I a couple of years later when I was with the Washington Redskins when our Commanders. He was with the Jets, and it was so good to see him.
Hmm.
Now that I grew up a little bit and understood, yeah, I appreciated him. But in that moment, man,
Yeah.
like this, man. So, yeah, man. But
That's what
hey,
it's about, though, man. That's what it's about, and it is a transition. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's because we've talked about this, and that's another segue to the next question. But we talked about it. Everybody who's good in college doesn't make that transition to the pros
mm,
because you have to create a different mentality. Because you're coming here taking food off someone's table now. You
Right.
know what
mhm,
I'm saying? My ability and my quality and my character affects how you get paid.
Right.
You know what
mm,
I'm saying? And a lot of
mhm.
people really don't understand the layers to it, man. So that's I would probably die in that meeting, man, because
Oh,
that's especially when he was doing the rewind.
oh,
Oh man, and
yeah.
yeah, because that's happened to me before when I got knocked
Mm,
out. So
mm,
I trust me, I know how that feels. But it wasn't because I
yeah.
was laying down. I got knocked out. No, man.
Jackie, we done all been there before.
All been
Yeah.
there, man. John Avery hit
Yeah.
me so hard, Rashaan, and I fell straight to the ground. It
Yeah.
wasn't I mean, I just collapsed. And I
Mm,
woke up, I said, "Oh my God." So
yeah.
but we've
Yeah.
been there, man. But watching that film, I didn't like it because Richie Hall did that to me.
Hmm.
Hey
Yeah.
Jackie, what's going on here, buddy? I said, Richie, you can't go to the next play. Ah
Right.
man. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
So I understood, man. I understood. But Rashaan, man, for you, you're drafted in third round, but my favorite team, by the way, Scott
Hmm.
know this, but
Mm.
88th overall, the Kansas City Chiefs, man, 1998. Where were you when you received the call, and who was around, to share that moment with you?
I was at home, so I was at the house with my family. Had some, relatives over. Uh, just kind of just sitting there. I had, you hear you could go this round, you could go that round. You just never know how it's gonna pan
Mhm,
out.
mhm,
Uh, so I was just I was grateful. I was, just honored. Once I got the call, and I actually got the call from the head coach, Marty Schottenheimer called me, and he said, "Hey, first it was, hey, we're thinking about taking you with our next pick." But I had actually had a call before that. Somebody
mhm.
else called me, Dick Vermeil, and
Mm,
he had
Whoa.
said we're thinking about taking you with our next pick,
mm,
but that didn't happen. And so once Marty called me, I was just like, I heard this already. Somebody might take me. I don't know. But then when you actually hear your name being called across, man, it's just a bunch of emotions go through, and you know, you start thinking about everything you've been through. You know, from 7, 8 years old when you started this journey to now.
Hmm.
You know, all the hard work. You know, you feel that it's paid off. You don't start. You know, at least for me, I didn't start thinking about the work that I now had to start doing. It was kind of like that deep sigh of relief. Just my
Yeah.
goodness, I
Hmm.
can relax now. You know, just at least
Hmm.
for a day.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
But it was just man, grateful. Dream, you know, you continue to tell kids, man, I can tell them dreams do come true if you put that work in. You know, the possibility is there for you.
Wow.
Yeah.
That yeah,
Yeah.
hey,
No.
yeah. That's solid
Yeah.
there, man.
Yeah.
Mm.
Can we
Yeah.
ask who the
No.
other team was, Rashaan? Because I don't think you ever said it.
The Rams was
Right.
Oh
the
yeah.
Yeah.
Rams was the
Mm.
other team. Yeah, because I, you
Yeah.
know, I actually went on a trip there. They brought me
Mm.
out there, and you know, Dick Vermeil always liked me in college. You know, he always had good things to say about me in college, and
Right.
Yeah.
I think they ended up taking Robert Holcomb.
Yeah.
Mm.
Damn good back, I believe he was out of Illinois.
Yeah.
You know, he was a phenomenal back
Hmm.
as well. So you know,
Good
I
Yeah,
deal.
you know,
man.
you know, in my class we had a lot of good dudes, a lot of solid guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, when you get to that level, man, everyone's good.
Yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
that's what I
Yeah.
tell you. I mean, it's just it's like, when you watch a 100-meter sprint race and it's like you're like, man, it's so close. You're like, oh my God. And
Mm,
that's what it is. And that's what kids have to realize. The margin for error,
Small.
timing, 1 inch to,
right.
1 second too late.
Mm,
It's a game of inches. Truly is. I know it sounds cliche. Um, man, my next question, I just thought about something. I got it. And it's so funny, man, how people and these coaches shape our lives and just different things that stick with you. Yeah, I just remember when my first team meeting in Kansas City, and there was a gentleman by the name of Tamarick Vanover and Van Morris.
yeah.
They got arrested,
Right.
and they was dealing drugs and running a chop shop,
Right.
right? And I remember he said, because I didn't know, because they were there prior to me getting there, and I just remember him saying this, and he said, here we are, we got these guys making all this money to
Mm-hmm.
play a kids game,
Right.
and they riding down the street in the truck with $10 million in the truck with them, and they hanging out the window trying to pick up a dollar off the street.
Right. Right.
And when I hit, I was like, damn,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah, you got the world
Right.
by you know what, and you ride in the car with 10 million and
Right.
you hanging out the window trying to pick up a dollar.
right.
Man, this dude had the best cliches sayings, man.
Right.
It makes me, yeah, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so true, man. Yeah, but no, man, Jimmy Ray was just like I said, just had the best. I don't know where he got all this stuff from, man. I think I remember seeing a story. I think his dad played football too. He was just like a third, like just a football family, but he would just have like these sayings, and you'd be like, you're like, dang, man, and it just sticks with you, like powerful statements like that, man. And
It was almost like he had a book of
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like he would always say, hey, he was like, hey, when you get on that sideline, you better get violent. You better
them. Right.
protect yourself on that side. Get violent because a lot of people get hurt on the sideline. You get on that high. I mean, Drew
He
Bledsoe. That's
said
how Tom Brady
the
got his
closer you
shot.
get to that sideline, the more violent you get.
Yeah. It's hey Jackie, and when you catch some screens, he be like, you catch the wide receiver catch some screens.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, and then dudes trying to cut back, and they get killed. He
That's where
said,
the
hey,
action coming from, Doc.
he
Stay
said you
away
better
from
stay.
that.
Hey, he said, hey, you better stay on that sidewalk and stay out of the street with those trucks. Yeah, man,
Yeah, you going back
crazy,
into
man.
traffic, Doc. You finna
Going
get
back in the
killed. I'm telling you, going back into traffic.
traffic. No, it's crazy, man, crazy. Um, I mean, a little off script too, man. Just made me think about something during that time too, man. You guys lost a teammate, one of the best to ever do it, D.R.E.A.M.S.
Yep.
What was it like to see him operate on a day-to-day basis?
I tell you the weird thing, man. This is like the first two people that I saw when I came when after getting drafted and coming to KC to make me feel like I'm not gonna make it.
Mm.
My first person I saw was James Hasty.
Oh my God, the
Bro, James
beast.
Hasty. I get to the weight room. James Hasty, and I didn't know who he was by the look of him. I just at first I thought he was a linebacker by the look of him,
Hmm. Hmm.
but till somebody told me that's James Hasty, and I knew the name, I knew by position what he played. So bro was in there doing like 365 for about 5 reps. I said he played corner.
DB.
That's trouble.
Oh,
And so we get out there, and that was the weight room. Weight room workouts about 45 minutes an hour or so.
yeah.
Out there and we started running. That was the biggest change for me. It was a lot of running.
Hmm.
So we get out there, man, and we're doing like just get offs. And obviously, at time, I don't know Derek Thomas, but I know who he is, and he's the guy.
Hmm.
And we doing get offs. And my first couple, I'm like, I should be getting off faster than DT, right?
Yeah, yeah,
So we get off the first time, and I didn't go all out,
yeah,
and he got me by a little bit.
yeah,
Like, oh, I got let me strap up real quick. Let me go ahead and
yeah.
let me get going. Man, I went as hard as I could, and we were tied.
Damn.
I'm like, I'm gonna be in trouble
Yeah.
if I'm not faster than this guy. But his
Damn.
get off was just incredible, man. And I knew if he's getting off the line like this, man, ain't no way, no tackle. They can't block him. They can't.
Mm-mm. No.
Best thing they can try to do is run at him. That's
Yeah.
the only chance they had to try to get their hands on him right now. But just incredible talent, man. Just one of those guys, phenomenal guy. Just and just a leader.
Hmm.
He made me. We had conversation. He made me uh, understand that I belong.
Hmm.
Because that's an issue for rookies coming in as well. Sometimes you get around the Andre Risons, the Derek Thomases, you get all these names, guys that you're in awe of, and then not realizing, hey, you deserve to be here too. You one of the
Hmm.
guys now.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
that was, DT did a good job of making rookies feel like, hey
Hmm.
man, you guys are here now. Now it's time to go show and prove.
Yeah. Yeah. No, man, that's yeah, that's extremely important, man. The veteran leadership and those guys, I so appreciate those guys. Then I was, able to do that later on in my career because what guys had done for me. So I definitely wouldn't have made it without those, like you said, Andre Rison and Kevin
Right.
Lockett,
Mm-hmm.
all those guys, man, helped me tremendously, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but during your time, in Kansas City, that's when you kind of hit on it earlier. You started losing the love of the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say contributed to those emotions, at that time?
Um, you know, uh, my parents went through a divorce at that time. And, family was, it was and is, everything for me. And, when they went through the divorce, it was during training camp.
Mm,
Training camp time when you compete for a spot.
yep.
And so
Focus.
time,
Yeah.
me and one of the other running backs, Mike Cloud, man,
Yep.
shout out
Yep.
to Mike, and damn good running back. Uh,
Mm,
we were competing for, for the job.
mm-hmm.
Um, and when that happened, man, once my parents went through, my mom called me. She called me, distraught
Yep.
before one of the practices, and I told Coach, man, I told Gunther, I was like, Coach Cunningham, I said, I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
My mom's, not doing well. Parents going through a divorce. He said, "Go ahead, man. Go ahead and head on out." Because at the time, Gunther was dealing with a situation with his daughter too,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and he decided to stay and work on his, be there for the team. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't do it. I got to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I left, went home. Was at home for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then I came back. And when I came back, I was no longer. I was at the bottom of the depth chart.
Wow.
Right. And so, what was told to me was, we're going to, trade you. I said, "Oh, that's cool." But at that time, when he said that, I knew football was out of my heart because I didn't care that he
Mm,
said that they're going to. You know, it
mhm.
was just I had a different feeling.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had the grind. I didn't care about the grind anymore. I didn't, it was just different.
Mm-hmm.
So the trade process didn't go through with the first team they tried it with. It was with the Jets.
Mm-hmm.
They said they wanted me to go be a backup for Curtis Martin, and the Chiefs at the time were trying to get a third wide receiver. I
Mm-hmm.
can't remember who it was. I want to say Isaac Bird, but I'm not sure if it was him or not. Then it fell through with the Jets, and they said, "Nah, we're not gonna go with them. We're gonna do it with Tennessee Titans." So they offered the same trade with Tennessee Titans. Want you to be a backup for Eddie George. Uh, we want the third receiver over there. And then now the season's getting closer.
Mm-hmm.
So as you know how it is, once you get close to the season, they're gonna end up going
Yeah,
with the roster that they have.
yeah,
So they end up not doing the trade again. So we just end up going into the season with the roster, and then so they released me at that time. And
yeah,
I didn't train anymore. I didn't do nothing. I just was just like my
yeah.
agent was telling me, stay ready, opportunity's gonna come. And then a few weeks later, I ended up having a workout with Jacksonville Jaguars, and I didn't feel I was prepared for the workout. I did pretty well in it.
Mm.
Went up there, still ran a 4.340. Uh, um, they took me through the hardest workout of my life. Man, I'm for real, man. This is the hardest workout of my life. I'm
That
like,
was
it was just
emphatic.
me. You remember a running back named Raymond Harris?
Yes.
I
Played out
I
of
do.
Chicago.
He played
Played
in
Yeah,
played
Chicago. He
for the
played in
Bears.
Chicago.
Yeah, but he went to
Yeah.
Ohio State, right?
Mm-hmm.
So me and Raymond went through this workout together. And man, we both looking at each other like, man, this a mess, right? And then at the end, they tell me, man, you did extremely well at the workout, blah blah blah. Really want to get you, but as a third year guy, you're gonna make too much.
Mm-hmm.
So they
Yep.
end up signing a rookie. I'm like, you knew I was gonna be a third year guy before this
Why you bring
workout.
me?
You
Yeah,
didn't have to take me through this workout.
yeah,
So they end up going with a rookie, signing some rookie, and
yeah, yeah.
after that, I ended up like not obviously not playing the rest of that year, and then I ended up doing the XFL thing uh,
Mm-hmm.
the year that it was around.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell people, man, those that's one thing I was talking about because people always wonder why, NFL careers are the average is 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 years. And I tell people your salary goes up every year.
Right.
And in that third year, you know, it was, at that time it would be about 600 grand or so. But each year it
Mm-hmm.
went up. I remember, and which now a third year player is probably about 800 grand or so.
Right.
And they can pay a rookie 400 grand. And I tell people, if you were running a business
Mm-hmm.
and you can pay a person $30 an hour, or you can pay them $15 an hour, and they can both do the same job. Like, what are you
Right.
going to do?
Right.
And those are the things that hurts, though, that makes you lose the love of the game, the business side of it, because I mean, like I say, yeah, it's not fair, but yeah, like I say, life ain't fair. But that's
Man,
what it is.
I used to tell people I take myself out of the equation, and I saw people. We had a wide receiver, Sean McWashington. Remember
Hmm.
Sean Mack?
Yeah,
Man, Sean Mack was having a hell of a training camp to where Gunther said, man, there's only 52 spots left. Like,
yeah, yeah,
make comments like that, so
yeah.
you feel like, man, I'd already made the team already.
Hmm.
And he was one of the first ones to get cut.
Yep. That's gonna be crazy, man. He
But
said, "You
from a business side of it, you're not going to cut Andre Rison. He's making a certain amount of money. He's a star
yeah,
player.
hmm,
Derek Alexander, we just signed
yep,
him. You got Kevin Lockett, who's making a certain amount of money and a hell of a player.
yeah,
You go through the list of guys that's already been paid. You're not going to.
no,
You have to be able to justify to the people
hmm,
that you're paying them this amount of money.
yep,
So he ended up being on the
yeah,
chop box, and it's not fair that he got cut. But that made me understand the
yep,
business side of it, man. It's just like
hmm,
it is what it is.
yeah. Hey, Jackie, I saw something the other day where I don't know, it was a scout for I can't remember what team or something. They quoted him saying, "Doesn't matter what round you were drafted in. Once you get into training, once you get here, everybody's at zero."
No, they
Man,
ain't.
Man,
come on.
that's a lie.
That's a lie. If I've never
I know,
heard
and I'm
any.
like, no. I'm like, no. That's why I said when we had we had Jay Gruden on the show, and we talked about I just that was one of the things I appreciated about him, how honest he was with players. And I brought up Steve Spurrier when I was in Washington. He was the only guy that said, as a head coach, he said, "Hey, we're paying certain guys a certain amount of money,
Right.
and they're going to get first crack at it.
Yes.
And if they get hurt or they're just not getting it done, then you may get a shot."
Right.
Everybody, all these coaches, they act like it's fair, but it's not fair.
And that is the reality. And you got to understand too that those guys have a longer leash for
Hmm.
making mistakes.
Yep.
So while you may get one mistake and you back out of there.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
Scott, if you ain't run this route at this depth right here,
Yep.
bro, hey man, next guy up. That
Yep.
was your chance.
You, hey,
that was my
you,
story.
yeah, yep. You remember,
That-
you remember, William Barty? They drafted in the
Yes.
second round.
Yeah.
Dude, no disrespect to William Barty. God bless him. He was a second round draft pick, but he was getting killed the whole off season, the whole training camp.
he was in that starting
And
lineup.
I'll never forget this, man. Man, I've been killing this dude the whole camp. And we were like in a team period. I mean, I ran a dig, and I didn't come back downhill like I should
Mhm.
have. I kind of waited on the ball.
So you kind of climbed a little bit.
I kind of climbed, and his food, and he dove, and he broke it up. Man, Gunther
Mhm.
Cunningham came running all the way across the field. Oh, you're right. I was like, man, I was like,
This brother got one deflection.
One
what?
deflection.
Oh man,
But
yeah.
you
It
have to
was like,
understand, Gunther was,
Yeah.
if they drafted this guy, like you say, second round pick, and
mm-hmm,
like you, Rashaan, like Scott knows, I'm very cerebral. Everything has
Mhm.
to make sense to me. So
mm-hmm,
like you said, you got a second round pick, Scott. He break up a pass, Gunther. He probably said, finally. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
mm-hmm,
when you are putting your namesake and your life on the line, pretty much your career for a pick, it
mm-hmm.
does matter. Because that happened to
Yeah,
me
Mhm.
in Miami. Remember
yeah,
I shared that with you,
yeah,
Scott?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
I was in the same situation, Rashaan. I'm the only DB they bring in. Now the
Mhm.
secondary they got is Sam Madison, Pat Surtain, Terrell Buckley, Brock Marion, Sean
Yeesh.
Wooten, uh, potential Hall of Famers. I'm the
Mm-hmm,
Right.
only rookie DB. Where do you play, right?
Man.
But I
Right.
worked my way up. I gotta say Jerry Wilson too.
mm-hmm,
Worked my way up. And man, this one day I wasn't feeling well, and they told me to sit out of practice. But in my mind, you can't make the club in the tub.
Right.
Ah, man, I'm good. So, man, we out there, and the defensive back, man, his name was Mel. His brother smoked cigarettes. I never forget him. He sounded like Jimmy Ray, to be honest. That's what he sounded like. So Mel was like, they called me Big Rook because I was a bigger corner. And so he was like, man, I was like, nah, man, I got it. Man, I looked to that sideline for the play. OJ McDuffie take off on me, man, and that was it. That was that one play.
That's that one
That
play.
one play and got me sent home. And I was like, what?
yeah.
So I totally understand. But like you said, it's the business of it. They told me we can't. Jimmy Johnson looks me right in the face. He said, you belong here, but we can't keep you.
Right.
Mm.
I understood that. I didn't like it, but I
I love
understood it.
I love I like when
Exactly.
people are honest with you and just keep it real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My my first day at at training camp, we had a linebacker, man, and this was like I didn't understand the business side of it. I didn't try to understand it. I'm thinking, man, everybody over here trying to make the squad. This linebacker, I can't remember his name, but he was a backup for us, and he was like, man, what I got to do to get traded? What I got to do to get out of here? And I'm like, what? Wait, what? What do you mean? Aren't we all trying to make the team?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I didn't understand because he knows that his contract is up.
Mm,
He's like a 6 or 7 year guy. He pretty much only had one more contract left.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, if I'm a backup here, pretty much just playing special teams, that's
Yeah.
not going. That big
Mm-hmm.
money contract's not going to happen for me. I got to get
Mm-hmm.
somewhere where I can play and start. And so,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't thinking like that, but that's clearly the way that I should have been thinking from a
Yeah.
business perspective.
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. And thanks for sharing that, man. And
Mhm.
getting back to what we were speaking about, you're big on family. You said I still am. You're big on family. You've been married for a long time, still going strong. Congratulations there, man. And
Appreciate it.
as you stated earlier, you live through the moment of your parents, going through the divorce,
Hmm.
and in doing that, having a son, having a
Yep.
daughter, when it's their time, whether it be your son or daughter, to possibly get married, what advice do you think you would be able to, bestow upon them? Seeing what you saw, because prior, I'm assuming things were good until they weren't,
Mhm.
and then being able to be in a position where you are sustainable, strong with your wife, and the kids seeing it. What some things you think you would throw their way as far as just advice, how to go about it, what to look for, and in the marriage.
I think the biggest thing for me is there's two of them. You know, and I don't want to say people saying being cliche about it, but putting God first. The strongest people that I've ever been around have been people that walk with God, and that's been since the beginning for me. I've met all different type of people, different walks of life, but the ones that have been the strongest and been able to endure everything are the ones that walk with God. The second thing is patience, and thirdly, communication. Um, the patience, I really speak for the men in my family. Like for me, and my son will be the same way because he's just as I am. We're not very patient. We want things to happen right now, and it's not always your time. It's not on your timing. You got to sit back, relax, and do what you can. Some things out of your hand, and just be patient. Things will happen when it's supposed to happen. And then lastly, man, just being able to communicate, being able to communicate with your partner, being able to communicate with your kids, being able to communicate with your coworkers, talk things out instead of just keeping things all to yourself at all times. Because as
Mhm.
athletes, especially as athletes, we keep a lot of things in to ourselves,
Mhm.
uh, and those guys that are natural leaders are very good communicators.
Mhm.
Think back and
Yep.
look at them. They talk it out. They
Mhm.
tell you exactly what's on their mind. You may not like it. You may not like
Mhm.
to hear it, but they
Mhm.
tell you exactly what's on your mind, what's on their mind at the time, and what's best for the team.
Yeah.
What's best for the family. What's best for this relationship. Communication has to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome, man. And I think like when you talk about communication, that's and expressing yourselves is good and bad. Because like you said, as athletes and just men in general, we're taught to be tough and a lot of times we hold things in. And like, one of the things I've learned to do now, even when it's if it's something, if I see, my partner, I want to say, you look beautiful. Because a lot of people don't even tell their partners they look beautiful or just express like, I'm extremely grateful for the way you support me. Just
Right.
letting that means the world to people. And for
Right.
so long, I never did that
Right.
because it's you see what I'm saying? Because we don't express ourselves. And then having those tough conversations, if something's wrong, attack it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they said, like I always say, nothing good happens in retreat mode. You gotta
Right. Right.
attack. You gotta stay in attack mode. And it's the same thing in our relationships.
And if you don't deal with that right now, then it just continues to grow. That
Mhm.
cancer starts to spread more.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
instead of you cutting it out right now. So
Catch
yeah,
it
man,
early.
I 100% agree with that.
Yep. Yep. There you go, man.
Great advice.
There you
Great
go.
advice, man.
Yeah,
Great
no,
advice.
for sure. Well, man, as we coming to an end, man. This is a two-part question. So, you know, we share, a brotherhood. Obviously, being both of us in Kansas City and
Right.
the XFL, man, the XFL. You know, obviously, yeah. I was funny. I was talking about the XFL last night, and I was just saying how that was like the worst loss of my 10-year professional football career was we lost in a semifinal game to San Francisco, who you guys
Hmm.
killed in the finals. Y'all got that 25 grand each. I was
Yeah,
so mad.
buddy.
Zach, man, we were up 16 nothing San Francisco, and then we would have played LA in the finals in the championship. And our deep snapper snapped the ball over the punter head. and then our return guy, Brian Shea, he fumbles the kick return. And they got both 2-point conversions tied. And we end up we lost, we ended up losing 28-26.
Momentum
Like
shifted.
Dang,
momentum
dang.
shifted. And yeah, and we it was third down, and if we would have got this stop, we'd have got the ball back with 150 to go.
Uh,
And so I'm
Run the
like, "Oh,
clock
we
out. Yeah,
good."
you can run the clock
No,
out
no, we was
then.
about yeah. Well, no, we would have got the
Oh,
ball
y'all were
back.
down, so you could
It's
have,
third and
yeah,
10. We
at
need
least
the
went
ball
down
back.
for a field
It's
goal.
third, yeah,
Gotcha.
it's third and 10. And our defense, they sent everybody, cover zero. They sent everybody, and I get it. I'm not mad at that, because
right,
at that point you're saying, okay, do we send the dogs and send the house, or do we play
You
coverage?
gamble.
right,
Yeah, that's a
If you
gamble.
believe in your front four, he like,
right.
I believe in my. But all right, we send the dogs, and the worst thing could have happened. These man, they it was a sprint. They rolled out, and so everybody got hooked. And
Everybody,
Oh,
yeah,
remember,
everybody screened in
uh,
on one side of the field.
man.
wasn't it Jimmy the Jet? Remember he played for the CFL.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
Yeah.
he
yeah.
caught a man corner route. I was sick. It's a picture. It's a picture of me on the internet in that game. It was right when that play had. I went sat on the bench and put the towel over my head. It's just think about, was that 20? Because we're in Florida too. No state tax.
Yeah.
Oh, I was thinking about that 25 grand. Oh, wait
Hey,
that
that that
money.
that 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 25 grand was nice.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah. It's a nice incentive there, baby.
Oh man. But my question was, and I want to know if you had the same feeling I had. I always say that was the best experience, professional football. That was my best. That was the best experience. I obviously had a lot of great times and
Right,
memories. But the reason why is because everyone made the same money, except the quarterbacks made $1,000 more and the kickers made
right,
$1,000 less. And
right,
so there was no politics. There was no
right,
real favoritism. The best people played. And I
right.
think, and it was just like, our team was like super, super tight, man.
Yeah.
It was
I had,
just,
man. I tell you, I had a great time in XFL. I just, from the business side of it, uh, I just didn't think that they Vince McMahon knew which audience he wanted to target.
yeah,
Did he want to target his wrestling audience, or did he want to target the football audience?
yeah, yeah.
So that, I think that was one of the issues.
Mhm.
But as far as football actually was, I had a good time with it.
Yeah.
But it's still, I could still tell from me personally that football
Mhm.
was not. The XFL for me was give it a go to see if football is still in me.
Yeah, Simpson. Yeah, yeah,
And I,
yeah,
I and I and I knew that it wasn't, because
yeah.
I enjoyed the camaraderie with the fellas,
Hmm.
but the actual game itself,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
it was out of me.
It was
The
out of it.
train, I still didn't want to train the way because that was
Yeah,
my big thing coming up. Is I enjoyed training, I
yeah,
enjoyed the process.
yeah,
I fell in love with that,
yeah.
and I no longer love that.
Yeah, yeah. And that's what they always say. Once that leaves you, you don't want to go put in that work, and you don't enjoy the training.
Right?
Because I look at back at it now, and like, and people joke, they'll be like, man, you still play now, and this and that, and I say, man, yeah, I could probably go out there for a few quarters, or maybe I could. I said, but I couldn't train the way I used to train to prepare.
No,
I look back at it. I'm like, man, damn, that was crazy.
right.
You gotta be obsessed with
We
this,
all
right? To
are.
do it,
We
You
we
you
are.
have
you
you
have to
have to
be.
your TikTok has to be a little different
It
than
does.
Yeah,
everybody
yeah,
else's.
yeah.
You have to do things that separate you from the normal, right?
Hmm.
The
Absolutely.
normal person will go through some rigorous workouts,
Yeah,
but our workouts were some that the normal person would look like, man, that's crazy. I can't do that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's why we were who we were,
yeah,
you
Exactly.
know,
yeah,
because we
yeah,
would do that.
yeah. No, man. And lastly, one of the things we always ask all our guests, if you can go back and have a conversation with 22, 23-year-old Rashaan Sheehee.
Hmm.
And I know at that time too, like you said, you're battling. If I, you're losing love for the game. Your parents going through divorce. If you can go back and have a conversation with that young man,
Mm.
What would that conversation look like, and what advice would you give them?
Man, I would have probably told myself to
Mhm,
uh, slow down and enjoy the moment more than what I did. Uh, slow down and from the social aspect. Uh, all the partying and hanging out, and I'm not saying not to do it,
mhm,
but do less of it
mhm,
and enjoy and build more relationships with a lot of the guys that more of the guys that I played with. I still have relationships with, like, I talk to K Lock and Donnell Bennett, and
mhm,
still talk with guys, but I didn't build enough relationships, and I didn't have enough conversations, deep
mhm.
conversations with enough of the guys, more of the guys, and I
Yeah,
think that, I would have done that more.
yeah, yeah, yeah. No, for sure, man. Like you said, it's definitely it's a brotherhood, and I definitely agree with you. That's great advice
Mm-hmm.
to build relationships and get to know your brothers in the locker room, brothers across the league. Because like we always say, your network is your net worth, and it's just you never
Mm-hmm.
know what those relationships would lead to, man. So that's awesome. That's awesome advice.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's yeah, and it's crazy you say that because of who you were.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So in my mind, you're one of the best running backs in the country coming out. You get to the NFL, but like you said, you were quiet. You
Mm-hmm.
would think the relationships and those opportunities, even to have the engagement, would be right there for you. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So
Right.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a
And a
lot of
lot of the
sense.
guys, a lot of the veteran guys, and I didn't say a lot. There was a few that really reached out. Donnell Bennett being one of them, and me and
Hmm.
Donnell still close, very close to this day.
Hmm.
Uh, he was the one that kind of took me under his wing and made me open up about things. And he
Hmm.
would talk to me, and because I was a very very quiet person, and still that way. But now I know how to open up more, and
Hmm.
uh, then I didn't. I just wouldn't open up at all during that time. That just wasn't my thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I hadn't. That's just not the way I was brought up.
Hmm. Yeah. No, man. Before we let Jackie wrap it up, I just got two quick things, man. Donnell Bennett. I remember we had like a little rookie symposium, and he talked about his rookie year, how he just spent all his money.
Yeah.
And they were talking about, man, yeah, being in the strip clubs, spending
Right.
10 grand a time. Because they was
For,
they was giving us like, hey, don't do this. Don't get caught up doing what this guy is doing and what that guy is doing.
mhm.
And I'll never forget that. Yeah, he was a cool brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just, yeah.
Donnell always gonna keep it real, man. He
Mhm,
wants people to learn from his life experiences,
mhm,
uh, and
mhm.
we all had choices. We all had decisions, that were made
Yeah.
during that. So we can help some of the
Mhm,
some of the guys out. So
mhm, mhm,
uh,
mhm.
learn from our mistakes.
Yeah. And lastly, and then, like I said before Jackie wrap us up, um, when I was doing a little research, I saw like one of the reasons why you got back into coaching football after coaching girls basketball for 6 years, winning. Congratulations on that as well. Is that running that well, he was a receiver slash running back. It was Tybo Rogers.
Yes. Hmm.
And obviously, um, I'm sure you were able to, teach us some things. And but I know I saw him playing at the University of Washington. I know he got into had some off the field issues. Um, what kind of emotions did you have just when you seen uh, things falling apart for him, so to speak?
Uh, it was very tough because I know Tybo extremely well.
Yeah.
I know the genuine heart that he has,
Yep.
uh, and I know uh, that he was going through a tough situation. That
Mm.
a lot of things that were being said, this is
Mhm.
not him. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and he's still going through that right now.
Mhm.
Still, it hasn't come to closure yet,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm really wishing for him,
Yeah.
that it can come, that so he can get some closure to that part of
Mhm.
his life. I can just go ahead and move forward to whether
Yeah.
if he continue playing ball or not. It's not
Yeah.
about that. It's more about for this young man.
Yeah.
I don't want him to be this part of his life to be defined. I don't want this to define his whole life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, so just trying to teach him how to continue to move forward
Yeah.
and help any way that I can. But man,
Yeah.
I was ecstatic that he, had gone and chose to go to Washington. Just very unfortunate that he had to experience.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely, man. We wish him the best, man. And hopefully things work out and get, whatever he does, wish him
Mhm.
success. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've enjoyed this immensely, guys. Like I really, really
Hmm.
have. And it's just, Rashaan, thank you for sharing, man. Thank you for your vulnerability. But most of all, thank you for your candidness because for someone who really doesn't talk, for you to share what you've shared and to open up
Yeah.
about the things that really that we speak about, the transition.
Mhm.
Because your transition started happening a little earlier than most because if you're an outsider looking in, we like, man, this guy's got the world in his hands. He's one of the best running
Mhm.
backs. He done got drafted. But that one instant, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? That one thing. And
It,
that's what I hope these young people hear and see. Like, we're not superheroes. We still have feelings. We still have emotions. We still have things to go on. We got the same problems in your house we got now. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing.
Absolutely.
And a lot of them think, oh, you got everything. Yeah, you may have everything, but just to see, and as you stated, you heard the pain, you went home, you saw the pain, and from that you was like, it's something bigger than this. You
Right.
know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It was
Right.
something bigger, man. So I kind of had a situation like that, but so I understand. But man, I just thank you for that, for sharing that, because your kids get to see it every day. Your
Right.
personal kids, but you coaching these kids, they will get that from you. Like you say, you're going to be honest because that's the
Mhm.
only way you can deal in this game. Honesty is
Right.
the only way you can deal in this game. I've always said this: sports is the only job where your job is on the
Hmm.
line every day,
Every
every
day.
day.
Mhm.
Every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is. The only profession people like, well, it's not like sports. They got that dinner on Delta. They got 25 extra seats in that locker room. Like you said, you make one mistake, you out of there. But man, I am just grateful for the opportunity. I'm glad that you and Scott had the time to rekindle. But most of all, man, I just thank you for the person who you've always been. I've never met you, but as Scott say, ain't nothing out here crazy on you. Ain't nobody out here saying this, this, and this. I don't know what just happened. Can y'all still see me?
I can see it kind of went dark on it went dark, but I can yours is froze. I
Yeah.
can see that.
It said Riverside is having some trouble. We'll edit that out.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
you
oh,
you
yeah,
Yeah,
you good.
okay.
Yeah,
So something
yeah,
just
you
popped
good.
up on my screen, but no, man, for the man that you were and the man grown to be, but the thing about it, man, character never changed.
Yeah.
To get into with your family, with your wife, to have a sustainable thing, but also to be able to give back.
hmm
For something you never saw, something you never envisioned, but you're going to be successful at it. Because
Yeah.
of the work ethic, because of the process, because of that mindset mentality, like you said, that old school training. We had a little, believe it or not, we had a little mental,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
if you think about
Too.
it, in order, yeah, you have to become obsessed, like you said, Scott, because
Yeah.
Michael Jordan didn't win. All he won from doing what? Being lazy. You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
yeah.
You
Yeah.
don't get to the NFL on
Right.
being lazy. It just
hmm
No.
doesn't happen. It really
No.
doesn't happen, man. So for me, Rashaan, man, I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck on this season. Happy belated birthday. I know you just celebrated the big 5-0 in June. I did see that, man. I'll be there next year, so it's like right behind.
We could have left that part off.
Hey man, listen, man, listen. I apologize, but man, I am truly about celebrating life, man. I really, really am. Day in and
Nah,
day
man.
out.
Yeah.
Keeping it real. And I'm blessed and honored to
Absolutely,
reach the big 5-0. So
absolutely,
Yeah.
man. I can't.
quite a few
That's
of
what
us
I'm
that did
looking
not get
for.
there.
Yeah.
Exactly. And if you think
Yeah.
about, me and Scott share stories, and I don't know, but just environment alone. You in LA,
hmm
like you said, you playing at Compton College at Dominguez. It's like we know what type of areas those are. You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah.
saying? Being in
Right.
Yeah.
Bakersfield. You know what
Mhm.
type of areas those are, because just because it's a small town, Bakersfield, they get down in Bakersfield.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
being able to maneuver and being able to still have the mindset, like you said, and just work and just work and just work, man. So I hope, and y'all are the drillers, so I hope the drillers keep drilling, man. I wish you nothing but success this year, man. And please thank your families for allowing this time with us and sharing on Dreams Podcast.
Yeah.
Because this was about, man, the transitioning, understanding through the process. And please, man, if there's some way that we can help in a way, so as you say, further those conversations, and being an avenue or a bridge to communicate with things that you and your team may need, please allow us to know, man. So from me to you, I've really enjoyed this, and I thank you for your time.
Well, I appreciate you guys, and I just want to tell you, man, this keep doing what you're doing. Dreams Podcast. This is important for us as former players to go ahead and continue to talk about our experiences. You guys have created a platform that's allowing us to do so. That can help the younger generation. So keep doing what you're doing, man. It's definitely a good thing.
Thank you.
Definitely, man. Make sure all your players see this, man, so they can see, what type of work you've put in. They know you, but they'll get to know a little bit more about you. So yeah, man. Definitely, man. Well, hey, another great episode, man. Dreams Podcast, Locker Room to Reality. Hey, you guys have a great day.
Before we leave, hold on,
Good.
hold on. I'm sorry. You got to give us your social media handle.
Yeah, yeah.
IG is at Rashaan Sheehee.
Okay, okay.
Mhm.
So for y'all who don't know who this gentleman is, Google him. You're gonna see some
Yeah,
of the best runs. He had one of the longest runs in college, a non-touchdown run. I remember all of this now, so I'm just telling y'all. So Rashaan, I was
yeah.
a fan, brother. I was a fan, man. So I just appreciate it, man. So for all you players, your former players, new players, for you young guys that he's affecting your lives positively, please understand what you have, man. You have somebody
Uh,
greatness in your presence. You have someone who's going to lead you the right way with character, morals, and morale, man. And that's what it's about, man. So thank you.
yeah.
Appreciate y'all.